I'm going to be talking about what to do with toxic and negative people that you find in your life. Now, these people can come in all shapes and varieties. They could be your parents, they could be your brothers or sisters, your best friend, people you work with, your roommates, children, even um, spouses. It doesn't really matter. They come in all shapes and varieties. But it's always consistent with what you need to do to deal with these type of people. One way or another, you need to remove these negative influences from your life. Now, with children, you can also use visualization. You can sit there and over time just visualize them behaving themselves, showing respect and compassion instead of whatever way they're really showing up at current. But understand that things that are too far apart in their vibe will not vibe together at all. You cannot have a very positive person in the same environment as a negative person. There must be balance in all things. Either you being very positive will be brought down to the negativity, or you will bring them up to more positive circumstances. But in all my experiences, it has shown that more times than not, the person who is negative is going to do everything in their power to bring you down rather than let you elevate them up. So, if you want to better yourself, you need to start removing these influences from your life. Now, you don't have to do it right away, but you can take baby steps to begin to distance yourself from them. If we're talking about parents, maybe you visit and call them less often, and when you do, you don't stay as long. With children, I already talked about that a moment ago. With spouses, well, you really need to consider whether or not you're going to be able to stay with someone long term who is super negative. Because unless you're going to be like them, you need to start considering other options. Friends, same thing. Start distancing yourself from them. You are either going to distance yourself willingly, or you're just going to sit back and watch as seemingly unexplained circumstances, different forces come into play to remove these people from your experiences. At one time, you vibed with them and brought them into your experience. Now that is no longer the case, and if you vibe too high over them, forces will come in and remove them from your experience. This is very consistent, and you can always set your watch to this. You don't know exactly when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So you'll get signs, synchronicities, messages to show you that it's coming, to suggest to you that it's time to distance yourself and remove these people from your experiences. If you routinely ignore these signs, eventually, and there's no way to know exactly when this will happen, eventually, though, forces will come in and rip these people from your experience one way or another. And it usually happens in some of the most extreme circumstances. So, if you want to have an easier time with it, take steps now to distance yourself and remove them. You're doing yourself a favor, and you need to do this in order to progress yourself. So sometimes you have to make hard decisions, and this is going to be one of those times. You're going to do it for yourself, or it's going to be done for you. And if it's done for you, then it's going to be a lot harsher than if you actually did it yourself.